like to extend a warm welcome to the sensational movement dance group. Thank you for coming out today. Make sure you stick around for their performance at halftime. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, Durham College is proud to acknowledge the lands and the people of the Mississaugas of Scugog Island First Nation, which is covered under the Williams Treaty. Durham College is situated on the traditional territory of the Mississaugas, a branch of the Greater Anishinaabe Nation, which includes Algonquin, Ojibwe, Ottawa, and Potawatomi. Now we ask if you please rise if able and remove your hats for the playing of our national anthem. Ladies and gentlemen, the starting lineup for the visiting St. Lawrence Surge. Number 10, Haley Corbett. Number 14, Laura Allen. Number 15, Amber Rose. Number 21, Michaela Shepard. And number 33, Taylor Boynez. The Surge are coached by Greg Robertson. All right, fans, I need you to make some noise for the starting lineup from your Durham Surge. From Durham, Ontario, she may be short, but she's mighty. Number 3, Talia Campbell. From Whitby, Ontario, the fire on offense, number 4, Kathy Oriana. The red from the Rocky team, the one and only, number 7, Cameron Wood. All the way from Montreal, Quebec, she's a Dragon And last but certainly not least, you'll see her on the boards, number 13, Aisha Lewis. The Lords are coached by the one and only Charlotte Chen.
And welcome back, everyone, to your home game. Here we have women's OCAA basketball. And we got the home Durham Lords taking on the visiting St. Lawrence Surge. Both teams looking for their first win here. We should be all set to go. And tip off here, Lewis. And it's tipped away.
Yeah, both of these teams come into the OCAA game struggling, both winless. Durham 0-5. St. Lawrence 0-4. So we'll see how this one turns out. Durham doesn't give up a lot of points. They don't score a lot of points. St. Lawrence has been blown out on multiple occasions.
Well, I mean, the difference of St. Lawrence's points per game versus points against is 42 points, the differential. 41 points for, 43 points against.
Yeah.
83 points against.
And obviously, in their last three, they've given up a ton of points, losing 85-41, 87-45, and 82-46.
Well, there's only been one game that St. Lawrence has played where they haven't given up 80+. Spin move, pull, no good.
It'll be a shot clock violation as Durham's first possession stalls out.
Didn't take them long here, but this is St. Lawrence's first possession now. Trying to get loose. Perot pushing, and Cam Wood forces the jump, I believe.
Yeah, so it'll stay. Actually, it'll be St. Lawrence ball because they have the possession arrow, but everyone was a little confused. So a side out of bounds with Malay inbounding it.
Key player down for Durham right now is Tage Adderley. Is the second in OCAA three-point shooting at 44%. And she's down right now, I believe, broken thumb. And Durham smothering. Shot clock. See, this is the kind of down-low defense that Durham's been looking for all season.
Yeah, and they really, it feels like a must-win game for the Lords as you're playing another bottom team in the OCAA. And defense is really going to get it done. You don't expect this to be a high-scoring game for either side, so it's got to be good defensively.
Both teams averaging 41 points per game. The difference is quite literally 0.2. And that shot, no good, Sarah LaPlante. From three, rim.
Yeah, Corbett couldn't hit it. Both teams struggle from three. Durham, fifth in the OCAA, so they don't struggle as much, but struggling about every other way possible. One of those ways is turnovers. Every single game we watch, they struggle with turning the ball over. Had over 30 last game.
And inbound here, St. Lawrence. And driving, Corbett finds the offload. And travel.
Yeah, Durham turns over the ball 24.2 times per game, which is 12th in the OCAA. It's not a good stat at all.
17 total teams, so you're officially in that bottom half, but looking for a better chance here. Kathy Orellana looking for the first bucket of the game. And 2 minutes in, the score breaks the goose eggs.
Yeah,
2-0.
The only thing about the turnover is St. Lawrence averages about 10 more with 35 a game.
And
Wood another way there.
Cameron Wood, dual sport athlete in the rugby team as well, and certainly showing off the force there. Orellana kicks it. LaPlante takes a drive. Lay, no good. And a punch there from Aisha Lewis on the ball. Just didn't quite fall as needed. And almost got the steal. St. Lawrence moving around. Shot from three. No good. Loose on the ground. Why not another jump ball call?
So this one will stay with St. Lawrence. 7:13 to go in this first quarter. Looking for their first bucket.
The Surge trying to get there.
That's smart.
Make sure that you don't lose possession there.
Yeah, realize that it wasn't going to get it in. Hit it off of Kathy Orlana's leg, and it'll be St. Lawrence Surge's ball again. The little clock malfunction here.
I promise you there is not only a minute left.
Should be 7:13 to go.
We got there.
Eventually.
Gotta get Pat to wake up over there, and great steal. Lewis gets punched away from the ball, though. And shot clock reset as St. Lawrence gets their possession back. Good coverage and a great pass. Swatted away. Orellana going down the court now. Looking for, gets punched and traveled.
Yeah, it ran into a wall of St. Lawrence Surge and couldn't do anything. Picked up her dribble and took a couple steps. Travel call.
And that one, no good from Haley Corbett. Telia Campbell. Orellana tries to find something here. Passes it, Sarah LaPlante. Fights through one, mid-ranger, and going to the line for two. Durham, a 50% free throw shooting team. Exactly 50 for those who want the math on that. And Michaela Shelter, the one to get called for that, number 21 from St. Lawrence. And she makes her way to the bench. And McKenna Barnes checks in.
So Plum misses the first free throw.
Well, the issue for teams comes when the plant gets heated. When she gets going, she is a little bit tough to stop. Shots up. 50% stays true.
Yeah, LaPlante shoots 57% coming into this game from the free throw line. Got to improve that, but good to get at least one from the line here.
I'm not quite sure what the official call was, but it looked like something against Campbell. We're having a great time here figuring out the scoreboard.
As it's Cameron Wood, it's 3-0 with 6 minutes to go.
And stuffed.
That's a huge block. Orlana 1 for 3 from the field.
And moon ball received, Cameron Wood. LaPlante looking to be the focal point here. Fires it off the rim. Loose ball. And that's Corbett looking for her first and the team's first. Overshoots the rebound and Lewis comes down with it. And this one may look to be a low scorer. LaPlante from three. Off target.
Cameron Wood nearly kept that three-pointer in bounds, but Orlana was not aware. LaPlante is the first one checking out. Tania Hutchinson checking in. Tania Hutchinson, only 78 minutes coming into this game, so getting an opportunity as of late, playing in the last 3 games.
And that one couldn't quite see who the foul was against.
Looks like a timeout is being called by St. Lawrence. Still yet to score, 4 minutes and 46 seconds into this one.
And this one may be shaping up to be a long game for St. Lawrence. They need to get themselves on the board. We just need to break the goose egg. That's their first step.
Yeah, they've really struggled, shooting 0 for 6 from the field. Durham struggled as well, 1 for 7. And then we've seen 4 turnovers for St. Lawrence and 3 for the Lords. So the struggles continue on both sides. That's a nearly 32-point pace for turnovers for St. Lawrence. Just can't happen. This is about what happens every game for both of these teams, turnover-wise.
I mean, if St. Lawrence has been one thing this season, it's consistent. If you look at their last 3 games, 41 points, 45 points, 46 points, they're hovering around that 40-point mark. Durham maybe a little bit more volatile.
Yeah, Durham's been sitting in that 40-point range, which is why they average 41.2 points per game. But last time out against George Brown, they really struggled, only getting 28. So they need to score more. Only on pace for 24 points this game. St. Lawrence on pace for 0.
Yeah, they need to take the brakes off here. Just get going. Pump fakes a 3, gets poked. And loose ball, Wood recovers. Clean pass intercept there, and it's Durham back on offense. Campbell fighting through. Lewis puts it down. And St. Lawrence driving, and
foul called on Aisha Lewis. Blocking foul. We'll see Beatrice Johnson in, Aisha Lewis out. A couple fouls on Aisha Lewis, so get her out before she gets into foul trouble.
Durham has more than a few players on the bench here. And a great shot from 3 to tie it up from number 3, Abby Flynn. Or sorry, not tie it up there. I lost track of myself. But 2 points down are St. Lawrence, and they've officially broken the goose egg.
Yeah, they needed that. Get their first field goal in 7 attempts. Still trail, but they'll be happy to be on the board.
Campbell weaving, puts one up, no good. Wood fighting for it. Just size difference there. Wasn't able to take it away. And travel. It's like she tried to put the brakes on, but couldn't stop her own momentum.
Yeah, just had to be able to stop. Couldn't. Took a couple extra steps and just called for the travel. Turnover number 6 for St. Lawrence.
Wood gets low and stuffed by not 1, not 2, but 3 members of the Surge. And kicking it again. Finds a way low. Campbell is there for the block, or at least to get a body in the way. Orlana, good move. Getting low, kicking it. Campbell from range. No good. Mallon gets rid of it. Barnes. Barnes free. Perot, no good.
It's a tough game for both of these teams. Trying to get on the board on their season.
Almost lost it there. Orellana, 1, 2, no good. And this one, rough, but that one ties it up for St. Lawrence.
And Orlana didn't start the season in the starting lineup, but has played ever since after that first game.
Amber Perot, the one to tie that up for St. Lawrence. Loose ball, run away, and an open lay for two as Durham takes the lead.
That's good by Hutchinson, the first-year freshman from Oshawa, Ontario. Needs someone that's going to make scrappy plays like that and then finish the play off.
And going once again, Perot. Throwing knees there, apparently.
It looks like another timeout called by St. Lawrence.
Well, I mean, scoring's starting to heat up, so I guess I can understand it, but at the same time.
It's actually by Durham, excuse me. So that makes sense a little bit, but they've just won the ball. They forced another turnover from St. Lawrence, their 7th. And just getting things done on the defensive end. Offensively, which is where they've struggled a lot this season, sitting at 21% from the field, which is
3 of 14.
It's only 5 ticks below their average, which is worse than the league at 26.4%.
Say, this one, at least in terms of shooting, was shaping up to be pretty well even. St. Lawrence is at 27.1, which is 16th or second last.
Yeah, it's been a struggle, and Durham, for a team that shoots well from 3 league-wide, like league average-wise, at 27%, which is 5th in the OCAA mentioned earlier, to be shooting that bad from the field, it's almost strange because usually the percentages get higher as you get in, and what these are telling us is that it's lower from inside the 2-point line than it is from outside.
Well, I mean, if you look at Durham's total shots made this year, a quarter of their total ones that have actually dropped are from 3.
Yep. It's a weird season for the Lords, and they're struggling trying to get their first win.
LaPlante checks back in. Kayla Gudra back in for Durham. Shot, Orellana from 3, no good. And Johnson, the last one to touch it.
Yeah, Orellana doesn't shoot bad from the 3-point line at 40%. It's actually pretty good. 4 for 10 on the year. Misses
loose
for
ball.
first chance. Still has it here.
Recovered by Orellana and gets jumped on. .20% shooting now is Durham.
And then a turnover for the Lords. Just way too casual by LaPlante. Got to work hard to get it in there and get it in safely.
And good move. Gets out of coverage. Fades in transition. Keeps her feet in bounds. And kicks it. Shot from 3. Net. Haley Corbett and St. Lawrence have their first lead of the contest. Takes a shot on the way up, and Kudra, the last one to touch it.
Yeah, it's unfortunate on its way down. If that bounces, Kudra might get the rebound, but bounces off her foot and goes out.
And loose ball. Johnson fighting for it, and St. Lawrence the last to touch it. Alexis Wagner tries to reach for in the last second there, and is actually the last one to touch it, period. Kudra. Back to LaPlante. Has half the court entirely open and boxed out still over the top. Gets it. And open look. Corbett has 5, making up half of St. Lawrence's total points. And Orellana gets rid of it. Kudra recovers, kicks it free from 3. No good. Recovered Johnson, who loses it quickly thereafter. LaPlante, the only one back far enough on defense to cover a shot, and might have got a finger on that one to keep it short. Less than 20 on the game clock. Durham need to get moving. Orellana, good pick and roll. Nothing.
So they had a foul to give. So it'll have Durham at the baseline. Foul is on Corbett. 9.5 to go. Mullen out. Perot in. 10 seconds left in this first quarter to get something.
LaPlante. Kudra. Kudra driving, kicks it free from 3, no good. Durham need to recover, and St. Lawrence going to come away with it, and Durham down 1 as we move to the second quarter.
Tough quarter for both sides, but it was a better quarter for St. Lawrence shooting-wise. Shot 50% from 3, 2 for 4.
Well,
Durham failed to hit one.
Durham seems to be going with the option of volume shooters. And it is Poulet Rouge night here in the CRWC. Food flying.
I'd love some Poulet Rouge. If I could have it. Durham shooting 21%, trying to earn their first win and maybe a trip to Poulet Rouge.
I'm sure no complaints to be had. And there are more than a few Lords fans here. Showed up simply to get themselves some food. And both teams getting settled here with 30 seconds left.
Second quarter about to begin. 9 points for the Lords through 10 minutes. 10 for St. Lawrence, sitting about their average PPG per game. A lot of turnovers for St. Lawrence, 9. It's probably the only reason the Lords are in this one.
I mean, there's been so many mistakes on both sides here, but it's a matter of who will actually capitalize on them. Durham, 8 of their 9 total points have come immediately off of turnovers, and LaPlante has her 3.
Big shot for LaPlante, shoots 27% from the 3. Needed that.
Well, I mean, last year she came in and joined this Durham squad halfway and opened up three-point shooting as a concept to this team prior, because they weren't as keen on it in that first half. In that first half of the season, LaPlante came in and all of a sudden people were shooting threes all over. And Johnson the last to touch that one.
Yeah, Johnson's been good energy-wise off this bench when Aisha Lewis comes out. Good addition to the team.
Both have that same skill set, playing down at the rim, and travel from St. Lawrence, Michaela Shelter. And Cameron Wood stuffed, but drew the foul.
Yeah.
And she'll be going to the line.
Tough player Cameron Wood is. Perfect on the year from the free throw line. 3 for 3.
Cameron Wood, 3 games played, 3 games started. Shots up and good.
Staying perfect from the free throw line at 4 for 4.
And 5 for 5.
And a way they could generate some points is getting Cameron Wood to the free throw line. Doesn't seem to be able to miss.
Corbett trying to find open space, has a lane low, and Wood fights through, makes sure she comes away with the rebound. LaPlante pulls up again, nails it.
Scoring points in a hurry is Sarah LaPlante. Struggled in the first quarter. It's up to 9 now.
Well, she's put up 6 points in the last 2 possessions. Shot from 3, looking to counter, not quite McKenna Barnes. And this is a problem here when LaPlante heats up. She will be a game wrecker in a quick moment, and an open look, no good. Tanya Hutchinson not quite able to finish the job. Shot over. Hutchinson pulls up from range. Not quite. And Corbin making her way down. Durham, 28% from 3 so far. Just above their benchmark. And LaPlante was almost looking to take an extra second, but Corbett not letting her have anything. And that one off a member of the Surge. Kicked, LaPlante. Moving around, finds a lane. No good.
Yeah, LaPlante's shots, a lot of them are fading away from the basket or fading in general, and it makes it really difficult to be consistent shooting. Gotta generate LaPlante some open looks where she can have her feet set and ready to hit the shot.
McKenna Barnes to inbound. Over to Haley Corbett. Corbett. Good defense from Orellana, but gets away with it. Laura Mullen. Mullen loses it. Corbett takes a second, drives through contact. And a foul against Kathy Orellana. And Haley Corbett to the line for 2. First one, no good. St. Lawrence, 52.8% free throw on the year. And 0 for 2. Orellana looking for a passing lane, finds Wood low. And Orellana from 3! And Durham, welcome back. They've put up 11 points this quarter, unanswered so far.
Yeah, it's been incredible. They were trailing by 1 going in. Now it's 10.
And LaPlante, good rebound. Orellana had maybe a half-second look from 3, but not going to take it. Campbell now. Through contact, puts a lay, no good, and that bounce just overhead.
Yeah, that was an unlucky bounce. Just wish it placed right into Campbell's hand as she made a good effort, but it's a turnover for St. Lawrence.
Durham moving here and swatted away by St. Lawrence, number 14, Laura Mallon. And this remains with the Lords. LaPlante calling for some movement. Shot a missile there. And good lay, not quite able to finish it off. And there's a little bit of a scrap on the floor. But a jump ball, the result of it. And Aisha Lewis back in the game. Who's going to the baseline here, guys? There is 5 of you all in a straight line.
Yeah, and someone had to get there quick or else they can call it delay
and
game.
Wow.
Wood just steals it.
Wood gets it, kicks it. Orellana steps back to 3, gets poked and fouled. And Sarah LaPlante has an open one, and Lewis, offensive rebound, fouled on the way up.
Some free throws for Lewis. Shoots 60% from the free throw line, 3 for 5. Only 11 points coming into this one. And the first one is no good.
Looking to go 1 of 2 on this trip. Got it.
And honestly, if you're this Durham Lords team, you're taking 1 for 2 at the line. You really struggled.
Well, I mean, it's your season average.
Yeah, and you're sitting at 66% today, so the improvements on that end, but only by a little bit.
Takes a second, driving from 3 this time. Good. That shot looked borderline as a straight line from Amber Perot, but she's got it. And shot, counter punch. Good, Kathy Orellana.
Great shot by a great shooter. Orellana, like we mentioned, 40% coming into this game. Just can't miss.
And that one falls through, and Cameron Wood recovers. Durham, a great counter punch there, and that 3 was the first points of the quarter by St. Lawrence.
And LaPlante goes up and in and gets 2. Durham's scoring a lot of points, up to 17 in this quarter.
17-3 on the quarter. This one starting to get a little nasty here for St. Lawrence. They need to get themselves in. Campbell out to Orellana. LaPlante loses coverage, has an open look, and she's got another pair. She is shooting lights out in this second quarter. And poked, and I believe foul against Kathy Orellana.
Yeah, St. Lawrence, 5 turnovers in the quarter. to make it 14 now, and that feels like the real difference in this one, as Durham's taken 13 more shots. They're only shooting 5% better, and from these stats, Durham should only be up a couple of points, but it's 15 right now.
Shot from a mile. Raina Solomon nails it.
Like I mentioned, St. Lawrence isn't playing bad when they get a shot up, but they have so many turnovers that Durham can create all these extra possessions and have this lead.
And stuffed on the shot. Out. Good thing that Tanya Hutchinson didn't reach for that one, or that one probably would have been St. Lawrence ball. Needs to get rid of it. Finds LaPlante down low. Fights through contact. Back and in. Got to look for these three-point opportunities now if you're St. Lawrence. You've been actually shooting pretty well from three, 50%. Just need to get there. Finds a look. Bully ball down low. They're just rotating into the slot. No one able to finish it, though. Shot from three. No good off the backboard.
Might have been slightly blocked from LaPlante, honestly, as that shot was way off, and it didn't look like it coming out of hand.
And wide open look. No good. But Durham get the rebound. Calling for movement. And Durham running out of time. Campbell playing court general here. Pulling up mid-range. Nothing but net.
And it went from a bad shooting night to a good one for the Lords, up to 32%. It'll go up after the bucket that we haven't added yet.
And shots up, no good. This is starting to become a mounting problem for St. Lawrence. 6 of 20. Four of their total shots have been from three. The only reason, and no look pass. LaPlante's lucky that that one stays with the Lords. And another loose ball. Durham just needs to put a shot in the air.
And it goes in.
Wow.
And everything is going in for the Lords. 34 points with a minute left in this second quarter.
They've put up 25 on the quarter. In this quarter alone, they've basically put up their total amount of points that they had in that George Brown game.
Yeah, over. They had 28 points against George Brown. Oh, but in the quarter, yeah, you're nearly right. And with a minute left, 1-3, they could equal it.
And Wood gets low and gets smothered, and jump ball stays with Durham. LaPlante gets it to Wood, feeds it back. Loose ball kept from going back over. 5 seconds left on the shot clock. Campbell has to make something and feeds it to Lewis, hits it off the rim and plays her own rebound.
And everything is going right for the Lords.
A great break, and that's exactly what you're looking for. And these no-look passes, I don't know how they're getting to the right team, considering at every opportunity these things should be getting stolen. And that shot, no good. And this is Campbell. Finds Wood off Aisha Lewis's forehead there, but stays with the surge. And a timeout for St. Lawrence. Not much time left on the quarter.
It's It's an interesting timeout call, as you'd think you might take one earlier, as you've trailed 27-6. It's been a tough quarter for St. Lawrence. Field goal percentage at 22, but the highlight of this game has been 15 turnovers. And the wild part for that, it's under the average. They average 17.5 turnovers per half.
That's outrageous.
It's horrible, and it's costing them this. I can't say that they'd be winning or even up, but they definitely wouldn't be down 20 if the turnover difference wasn't 11. Durham's really taking care of the ball. We mentioned their turnover struggles. They had 3 5 minutes in. They've gone the last 15 minutes only turning the ball over 1 time. It's amazing.
Well, I mean, you were talking about St. Lawrence, that 20-point differential from turnovers. Durham has exactly 20 off of those turnovers.
Yeah,
that is the differential right now.
It is the difference in the game. Durham doesn't have the greatest half-court offense, and you're letting them get out in transition and make plays. 6 seconds left.
And LaPlante gets a hand on it. Loose.
Now trouble called for the 16th turnover. 1.9 to go.
And a holy ball hawk from Durham. And they're going to call a timeout here. They just want another bucket.
Yeah, just setting themselves up to make a good bucket.
Both teams, no timeouts left. And Durham has had, like you mentioned, no more than 30 seconds ago when we had our last timeout. Outstanding shooting here. Durham is shooting 35% right now, 35.9, and 36% from 3, and 66% from free throws. Going into this, like, if you compare their numbers right now, Durham's average shooting, you're up basically 10% in all stats.
It's gotta be better from the Surge, excuse me, but Durham will take any win how they can get, and they have 1.9 seconds left to make it more than a 20-point game. LaPlante, sideline out of bounds.
LaPlante fires up a moon ball. Lewis gets low.
Blocked. But the half is over, and the Lords will take that quarter every single time, winning at 27-6.
Well, I mean, no reason not to. Just great play from Durham, and they're up big. So right now, we are going to have a little bit of a break here. Durham, 20 points the lead. Turnovers, the name of the game for the Surge. They have to figure out how to sort themselves out. We'll be back in just a little bit. Don't go anywhere. And for the halftime, a couple games you'll get, I believe a performance you'll get to see. We'll be right back.
Fans, put your hands together as we welcome to center court, Sensational Movement.
What's the issue, girl? Keisha Freshman. We're sending a huge shout out to Sensational Movement.
underachievers, the tweet and deleters. You guys make me sick to my stomach, son. Somebody get
Fans, it's time for the OCAA Shoot for Cash contest. Can I please have Tizaya Dow to the court? Tizaya will have the chance to win up to $1,000 in the OCAA Shoot for Cash contest. They will have to attempt a layup starting from the three-point circle, a free throw, and a three-point shot. They will then be given 2 attempts at each shot. If they're able to make all 3 shots, they'll be given 1 chance from the half-court line for $1,000. Good luck in tonight's OCAA Shoot for Cash contest.
Alrighty here. So, the OCAA Shoot for Cash contest. Rules are simple. Abby explained it. Hopefully you guys could hear that one. It's got a layup, a free throw, a three-pointer, and then a half-court shot. He's got 2 shots at anything before the half court. So he's got his layup here. $1,000, I believe, on the line if he can get through the shots. And free throw is good. Shots up. Had a little bit too much gas on that one. Second chance, almost just off target. And that one wraps up our Shoot for Cash there. Once again, we'll be back in just a little bit. Don't go anywhere.
Please attend for your next chance to be selected as a contestant and shoot for $1,000.
We've come a long way since our doors first opened. Though our beginnings were modest, our vision was bold. With each passing decade, we grew. Times changed, and we adapted. We evolved, and we delivered. Market-driven programs that get our grads jobs. Seamless support services that wrap around our students. Sustainable practices that protect our earth. For the past 10 years, our mission ensured that the student experience came first at Durham College. But we've reached a tipping point. As we reflect on all we've accomplished and look closely at where we stand, it's clear. We're not just putting the student experience first, we're reinventing it. What's happening on our campuses, across our communities, and around the globe is a DC-grown and led transformation of the way we learn, the way we teach, the way we work, live, and lead. The many paths to post-secondary education merge and weave in so many new ways, and our approach to delivering that education, advanced learning that innovates, inspires, and changes lives, is just as varied. We are shaping this transformation shoulder to shoulder, heads down while working hard, but always with clear eyes on the future. This is our stake in the ground. We are DC, and together, we are leading the way.
And welcome back, everyone, to OCAA women's basketball action. Your home Durham Lords up big here off the back of more than a few St. Lawrence turnovers. And the Surge down by 20. They're going to have a hill to climb. 21-point differential in the last quarter alone. Durham, 27 points to St. Lawrence's 6. St. Lawrence didn't have their first bucket in that until 6 minutes in.
Yeah, wild. You would not have thought that Durham would suddenly get hot like that and score 27 points. But if you're a fan, you'll take it.
And first shot, no good. And St. Lawrence looking for some halftime adjustments here. Trying to get anything going on offense, and great defense there. Aisha Lewis pokes that one free. Good breakup on the pass, and it's Campbell from range this time. Up in the air, nothing. And the Surge fight through contact to come away with the rebound. The Surge only one total offensive rebound compared to Durham's 3, and Wood rolling away with it. And a good steal there. And that pass.
Yeah, not a good turnover. They only had 4 in the first half. Unlucky to turn that ball over. something that can't happen.
And St. Lawrence trying to find a gap here. Gets away with it. Taylor Moynes not quite able to get there. Wood gets rid of it there. And Durham back up and moving. It's Kathy Orellana. Takes a second, gets rid of it. Wood, Campbell. Campbell drives. Campbell hit on the way up.
She'll shoot 2. So 2 minutes in, Durham still trying to establish themselves as they did in this second quarter. A good way to do it is Campbell at the free throw line.
That one there, foul against Shelter. That's her third of the game.
Misses the first. Coming into this game, a 70% free throw shooter, exactly 69.2.
And second one goes.
Disappointed to hit one, but she'll take 1 for 2 at the free throw line.
Like we've been saying, that's Durham's average on the season. So, well, maybe not for this game, definitely on the season. That shot, no good. And Orellana, the last one to touch that ball. Successfully boxed out the Surge attacker, but didn't get a hand on it in turn. And that one, good coverage from Wood and Lewis. And shot has a look. And the first points of the quarter, the first bucket of the quarter not coming off a free throw goes the way of the Surge. Orellana from 3, no good. And that halftime break might have slowed down this Durham squad just a little. That shot from 3, tried to get a counter punch, wasn't quite there. Lewis gets rid of it. Hutchinson, not there. And couldn't come away with the steal there either. Long pass, reeled in. And stolen away. Campbell fires it there, and it's Hutchinson wide open. Gets her too.
Yeah, they'll take that layup every single time. First field goal of the quarter.
And another one. Hutchinson had an opportunity, takes a high ball there. And wide left.
I don't know if that's the shot they want in transition.
Well, no, you either want to get down low and get a good layup, or a quick stop, put yourself wide open from 3, and just neither option was the case. Shot there from 3. That one, good, Laura Mallon. And just a misplay.
Yeah, and travel by Orellana. It'll be Hutchinson out, LaPlante in for the Lords. Nearly halfway through this third quarter. It's been better by St. Lawrence, but the deficit seems a little bit too tall to get out of.
Full starting lineup out here for Durham now. And long pass. Campbell, the last to touch it, kicked it. Coach Chan's there calling for some active hands. And jump ball means Durham ball. LaPlante to Campbell. Campbell to Orellana. Orellana driving around. Feeds it. Sarah LaPlante puts one on the floor. And on the floor is that one. as it's swatted by the surge.
Yeah, Wood was blocked, goes out of bounds. Campbell put someone on the floor. I couldn't see who that was. I think it was McKenna Barnes.
Feinted the shot from 3 there, gets locked up in result. And pass somehow gets to Lewis. And Campbell to finish the play. That was a lot of good luck. That meant that that ball still made it all the way through to Aisha Lewis.
Campbell's up to 7 points on the game.
And Campbell rips it free. Little bit of a height mismatch there, and Campbell uses everything to her effect, and LaPlante just throws up a hand, puts in a pair. And I believe LaPlante now more than a few points here.
Yeah, 17 now.
And that shot, no good, and Campbell seems to be feeling her left thigh there. And that shot, no good. Brought back around, and still with the surge. Mallon sniped halfway through the pass. Orellana taking a second. Using the screen set. No good. Lewis playing through contact, gets rid of it. Down low, Wood has an open look, just off target. And St. Lawrence driving into contact, and Wood just wasn't quite aware that that was a loose ball. Kicked high, point.
Yet another turnover by the Surge.
And Durham moving around. Hutchinson. LaPlante open as open can be, just wasn't quite able to get there. Durham up on the quarter. And 2 shots.
Yeah, foul called on Beatrice Johnson. If she could have got her hand on the ball, it would have been a jump ball, but got all arm. So it will be Laura Mallon going to the free throw line.
And shot is good. 6 points on the quarter for St. Lawrence, and that's Mallon's 6th point. 2 for 2, ties the quarter and gets herself to 7. Durham looking to extend the lead. LaPlante loses it, and Johnson not quite able to get a hand on it to keep it slowed. Stuffed Orellana. Moon ball. Gets down all the way. Contact on the shot, and Tanya Hutchinson goes to the line.
Yeah, a crazy pass by LaPlante. Don't know how it gets there. Shooting 2 at the free throw line is Tanya Hutchinson.
Tanya Hutchinson misses first. And misses the second, but second chance opportunity not quite there for Durham. Number 23, Aaliyah Johnson, checking in for Durham. As out goes Aisha Lewis. And poked free. And it's St. Lawrence ball down the far sideline. Down 20. They need points yesterday, frankly. And I'm not quite sure where that pass was intended to go.
But it's out of bounds regardless of where it was intended to go. It's another turnover for St. Lawrence.
Hutchinson moving with it, feeds Kathy Orlana. LaPlante pulling defenders, not quite able to hit the one hand. And shot up. And nothing there. LaPlante. Orlana gets the inbound. And blitzes past. Takes a second to slow down. From 3, nothing but net. And LaPlante, 20 of Durham's 46 points. Three of 5 from 3 and 50% on the night. And shot, counter punch. Clean, Laura Mallon. She's got double digits.
Yep, 2 of their 3s come from Laura Mallon. 20-point game still. Better quarter for St. Lawrence, but they'd love to take back that second one.
Orlana, good shot, mid-range. Kicking it from 3, not quite able to hit that one. Johnson feeds LaPlante. LaPlante, another mid-range floater. And shot 2, overcooked. And Durham up huge, 5 seconds left on the quarter.
Don't know if they realize it.
Seems they do. Johnson.
And a foul called right before the end of the quarter. Johnson will shoot 2. Oh. Yeah.
How much time are they going to put on the clock is the better question.
There's got to be some for a foul to be called.
Can't be more than a couple tenths of a second.
No. But it also can't be 0.0 like we're seeing right now. They might just add, yeah, they're just going to add 0.1.
So it was basically at the buzzer. First one. Got it. And Durham, 51-52.
Thrown up and missed. Quarter number 3 is over. The Lords win that one too, 16-10, and they lead by 26.
Durham has had a great game here as they continue to hold this lead and extend it little by little. In a good spot right now.
Yeah, they love where they're at. And St. Lawrence is just wondering what went wrong. Had a good first quarter in the sense defensively ever since. It's been dominant, 43 points in the last 2 quarters for the Lords.
Well, if you were looking at this game going in, you would have said this game is going to be pretty much down to the wire. Durham sadly didn't agree with this.
Nope, they did not. Doubling St. Lawrence's points. Ready for the fourth quarter between the Durham Lords and St. Lawrence Surge. 52-26 and 2 big quarters. The Lords winning them 43-16 combined. After trailing in the first quarter, that's thrown up and won't go in. Tipped around, it'll stay St. Lawrence Surge ball.
St. Lawrence back kicking this one round. Shot from 3. Mallon not quite able to drop. Orellana. LaPlante. Makes a move. Stuffed. Great block from Laura Mallon, but Durham ball. Durham trying to get the most out of it. Fouled. 2 shots.
Two shots at the free throw line. First one doesn't go by Hutchinson. Hutchinson, a 33% shooter coming into this one at 2 for 6. Hits the second, goes 1 for 2. Durham hasn't been great from the free throw line, but above their season average, sitting at 57%.
And clean pass overhead. Bucket not going to follow, though, for St. Lawrence. Orellana going to take this one up the court. Stuffed on the pass, but Durham regains possession. LaPlante kicks it, and it's a St. Lawrence steal on the play. If you're looking at the steal numbers right now alone, if you're compared to their total turnovers, 13 of St. Lawrence's total of 24 turnovers are steals. So 11 essentially unforced errors from this squad, and it's come back to bite them more than a couple times. Aaliyah Johnson, good rebound, gives them a second chance opportunity. And Tanya Hutchinson puts it away.
4 on 5 for St. Lawrence as Reese was struggling to get back. Now thrown in between Reese and Wagner. Neither of them will get it. Durham ball on the 25th turnover for St. Lawrence.
A difference of nearly 30. And that pass just overhead of Johnson. And another good bucket there. St. Lawrence starting to get themselves going. And jump. And the Lords calling their first timeout here.
Yeah, it's just a timeout, calm everybody down. Obviously, you're going to win this one. You're going to win this one. But you want to win it properly and have a good finish the same way you had a good start.
Well, compared to the start of this game, if you look at the Lords bench, you're seeing a lot of people in jerseys who I'll say aren't normally. And a lot of people who are getting into sweaters and things. And I think Durham maybe switching out, give some of their people who aren't always getting play time into this one. Well, seems like that's game at least for Sarah LaPlante. She's got her sweater on and
Yeah, heading to the dressing room, talking to the trainer, so something must be wrong with Sarah LaPlante. We don't want to speculate at all. We hope everything's okay. You do see a couple of new entries.
well, one notable addition this year has been Sarah Wood, of course, sister of Cameron Wood. And those two made up a good chunk of the women's rugby numbers this year. Looking to see if they can do the same in women's basketball. Beatrice Johnson just spun Taylor Moynes out of her shoes, but just couldn't finish the clip. And this is Perot taking it up the floor. Corbett, Perot. Perot, loose ball. Recovered down to the floor. And a jumper. But not really. .11 on the shot clock. Just about 7 minutes on the rest of this game. And Corbett takes a step, fires it off the pass instead. And Wood got the rebound. Feeds it back, Orellana. Trying to get a look. Recovered, Sarah Wood. Just off target, the pass intended for Kathy Orellana, who speeds back to cover Corbett as she was behind just about every Lord, and Beatrice Johnson calling the foul. Amber Perot making her way to the free throw line. First shot. Good. Looking to make it 2 for 2. This one, Perot's first trip to the line, and she goes 50%. And lost her own ball there, and this is Wood having to try to get back.
And a push called on Taylor Wood. Not sure if I saw that, but the call was made. Kayla Kudruk checks in. Aaliyah Johnson out.
Up and no good. Corbett was 0 of 2 from the free throw line. Will finish 1 of 4 on that trip. Raina Sullivan gets in the game. And timeout from Durham. Oh, I lied. Timeout St. Lawrence.
Timeout St. Lawrence. The Lords struggling in this fourth quarter. Only 3 points. St. Lawrence also with only 4, but you'd like the Lords to finish strong considering their season, and a huge win could get them going and underway. Next, the Lords play Loyalist.
Loyalist this year is a powerhouse. 3rd in the OCAA, 14th nationally.
Yeah, so it's going to be a tough challenge for the Lords.
Well, I mean, St. Lawrence's game previous to this was against that Loyalist squad. They put up 46 to St. Lawrence, or to Loyalist 82. So looking for a little bit of a better showing, and we'll see that game Tuesday.
Yeah, the Lords will need to score at this rate again if they want a chance against Loyalists, and then they'll have to defend well.
And the next game for St. Lawrence, you're going to be waiting till the 29th, and we'll be seeing them take on the Centennial Colts.
They'll be at home for that.
The Colts 10th in the OCAA in the power rankings. And steal Kudra. And Durham quick to get back on defense and just about turned into a loose ball there, but Solomon reels it in. That shot, no good. And shot from three. I don't know what it is with Durham in this fourth quarter and moonball shots, but they're not hitting this time around.
No, they went in that second and third quarter, and they're not dropping now, and it's showing on the scoreboard.
And that pass loose. And the Lords fire it straight to Amber Perot. Gets it away to Solomon, not able to finish the play. And after all that scuffle at both ends of the court, it's still a 25-point difference. Orlana fakes it to get low. Kudra swats it away to Johnson, who loses control. And loose ball returned. Orlana looked like she got swatted. And Sarah Wood plays over a St. Lawrence, a member of the Surge.
And a player down, that's Haley Corbett, I believe.
That it is.
Holding the back of her head. With 4:42 to go.
And both sides clear the court. Or at least clear the half. She is moving around of her own power, though, so we are at least in a good spot. And officially up of her own power is Haley Corbett. She had a great night as field general for the St. Lawrence Surge squad.
It looks like her night is done. No need to risk anything. Down 25.
And checking in is Abby Flynn. She hit the three-pointer that opened scoring for St. Lawrence all that time ago. And jumping basically like I feel like I'm saying this a lot, but that another moonball style pass, and Wood recovers this one. Gets it to Kudra. Gets it, Orlana. Gets low, feeds it Kayla Kudra. Kathy Orlana loses control of that pass, and another turnover for Durham. And good defense, but an open look for Abby Flynn, who's taken two shots as she gets her feet off the floor in time. Aaliyah Johnson and Telia Campbell get in here, and out goes Kathy Orlana as well as Beatrice Johnson. And that one, no good. And that one goes. And substitution is Abby Flynn out of the game here. Kudra gonna have this one briefly, gets it to Johnson. Johnson to Campbell. Campbell driving to Wood, gets a hand in her face and goes to the line for 2.
Taylor Wood will go to the free throw line. Has not played in 60% of games to register on the OCAA app. The first one falls for Taylor Wood.
And 1 for 2 on her trip to the line. And St. Lawrence ball, the gap remains 25 and a timeout Durham.
And I wonder what the call for the timeout is. Up 25, 4 minutes to go. Some teams would like to wind this clock down and take their W, but not the Lords. Seem like there's something they still want to get across. Head coach Sherlon Chance in his 4th year head coaching the Durham Lords.
And frankly, you'd count this one as pretty well close to over. We have seen miracles here in the CRWC, but I fear you may be pushing your luck on this one.
Yeah, this would take the cake. We saw the Durham Lords men's team come back against Seneca from down 10 points.
They did that in like, what, 2 minutes?
A minute, in a minute.
So miracles are possible.
But I think 25 is just a little bit too much with 4 minutes to go.
That'd have to be the perfect storm of perfect storms to pull that off. Because you need to take every possession and score on it without giving up a single one to a Durham team that so far today is shooting 34 from the field and 27 from the three-point line. And that shot, no good from 3. St. Lawrence gets the rebound. And Campbell steals it away. And Hutchinson overcooked. But Campbell comes away with it, gets it, Johnson. Johnson out to Hutchinson, part 2 from 3, no good. And that pass, a little too much heat on it.
The 28th turnover of the game for St. Lawrence. Doesn't look like they'll meet their season average, but it's still so many turnovers, leading to 22 points for the Lords. Really the difference in this one.
Well, I mean, most of, if not the entire difference of this game was justified on those turnovers alone. Three seconds left, and just put up a miracle hook shot. Not quite going to get there. Driving is a surge. St. Lawrence put up a little jumper. Not going to hit, no, nor will the second chance. And Aaliyah Johnson, what looked like threw an elbow, but I don't believe a foul was called.
No, it'll stay St. Lawrence ball as well. Haro on the inbound.
And Johnson pokes it free again. And a timeout, St. Lawrence. I don't know about these timeout calls, Damon.
Yeah, up 25, down 25. It's just interesting timeout calls. Delaying the ending of this one. Delaying the inevitable, if we're honest. The Lords will win and get their first of the season. We're just waiting for when it's official.
2.5 minutes to go. And if anything for St. Lawrence at this point, you're looking to make things maybe just a little more respectable. If you're St. Lawrence, the one positive you could take away from this is they did a pretty good job spreading out the ball. A lot of people taking a lot of shots. Corbett, Perot, and Malin, the three who prioritized that one. Of course, 7 shots for Corbett, 10 apiece for Perot and Malin. But Durham, their offense, conducted by LaPlante and Orellana, most definitely. 18 shots for LaPlante, 11 for Orellana. And good bucket there.
Combining for 32 points between the two of them. After this one, we'll see the 6-1 defending champs, Durham Lords, play the 4-2 St. Lawrence Surge.
Well, the last time we saw that men's team at home, it wasn't pretty, to say the least.
Yeah, a 32-point loss dominated by Centennial. Hoping the same doesn't happen against this Surge team that can put up points and defends really well. Only 447 points allowed in 6 games. Second best in the entire league for teams that have played at least 6 games.
Campbell just going to slow this down. Might as well take your full shot clock. You're looking at just wind time. Durham is only 1 foul away from sending St. Lawrence to the line every single time they get a foul here. That one, no good. Durham down 5 points on the quarter. Thankfully, they built up a huge lead in the rest of this game. Wood open at least 90% of the time in these passing lanes. Just hasn't got the ball. Johnson. Kudra, clean bucket.
Kudra gets on the board with a minute left. First points of the game. That's up.
Overshot. And Kayla Kudra to Telia Campbell. And shot all the time in the world for Hutchinson. Just doesn't get there. And 36 on the clock. Marlena Reese gets rid of it, but this one looking to be Flynn. Undershot there. And Durham just need to cross half court, and this one, because it was poked free, no over and back. And Campbell just doing hot laps here, waiting for time.
And then this one is done.
And the Durham Lords, their first win on the season in decisive fashion. Powered, of course, by a 21-point differential in the second quarter, 27 points in that. And Durham powers through, of course, their next game here at home once again. It's going to be a tough one against the Loyalist Lancers. But for St. Lawrence, they're going to head back home as well, as they'll wait to take on the Centennial Colts. And we'll be right back in just a little bit with the men's game. Don't go anywhere.